Hey, welcome to the Daily Dose. My name is Trent Jenkins. Thanks for joining us this last weekend for our message, Faith EKG. And if you've yet to watch it, we encourage you go back and look at it. And of course, we always end up providing on the back sheet of there some homework to be able to think about. It's called Food for Thought. And in this particular one, I know it's written about a rhythm of finding obedience. And this obedience leads to greater faith. Our passage today is found in Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. And in the midst of this circumstance, the disciples are going around and they're performing all sorts of healings. But then there's the situation where it doesn't seem like their prayers are working quite good enough. And I think it's interesting when we come to our prayers of faith, we think somehow that our prayers are somehow not good enough, that we fail in our prayers, or God fails us in our prayers. I don't know how that works, but we think that somehow we didn't say the magic formula. And so we end up minimizing and excusing our prayer. Like we're praying, God, would you heal this person? But only if it's your will, like give me a way out, God. We said in this last week's message to be able to pray a prayer of faith that he never fails. That he never fails. It's not the formula that you pray. You know, God's not looking and he's like, well, this sucker messed up on the words. There's no way he's getting his prayer request answered. That does not work. That's not how God treats our prayers. It's a matter of the object of our faith, not the exact words that I use. In Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, he says this, because you have so little faith, your request didn't get answered. Because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. I love that part. Nothing will be impossible for you. And so we get out there and we look at a mountain, we're saying, move, and it doesn't. We're like, oh, I guess I got to work on the size of my faith. I don't think it's a matter of an actual, he's just saying, look, I need you to be able to think in small terms and where your faith is being put. It's not a matter of the object, the thing that you are trying to do, the exact words that you are praying. It's not a matter of rolling away a stone that we saw in this last week's message. It's not a matter of how you're sitting or standing or kneeling in the way that your prayer will work or won't work. I always thought as a kid that if I clasped my hands just like this, then is like a matter of then the words come down my thumbs and then go shooting up to God. Like somehow that was the right way to pray. We think that there's all these right ways to pray. You know what the right way to pray is? To pour our heart out to him and make sure he's the object of your faith. And that we realize that we're not saying, oh God, if it's your will, listen. That was Jesus' words. I'm not mocking that guy. He said, Lord, if it's your will be done, then let it happen. But we pray a prayer of faith that he will never fail. That if our petition doesn't meet what our expectation is, that he still has a perfect plan involved. When I moved down to Fallbrook 8 years ago, I had no idea what was in store. I had no idea it was going to be so hard. And every step, every mile of driving down was an element of faith. Each element was another step of faith. And there was moments I didn't know where the money was going to come from because we had all these medical bills that piled up. And I remember if I was going to give a Christmas one year and I got this random check in the mail for $500. I still remember the name of you. And it broke my heart because I knew that God was taking care of me when I couldn't take care of myself. But it's a matter of small steps of faith, of obedience that brought about me being able to see God's hand work in my life. I want to encourage you today, take small steps of faith and put your object of faith in him. Have a great day, everyone.